Chi Philippines Chapter continues to distribute rice to families in need during the pandemic. Tzu Chi volunteers in Sri Lanka hold an online broadcast with Jing Si Abode during the Buddha Day ceremony. Welcome to DaAi Headlines, I'm Simon Gan. Thank you for joining us. During the COVID-19 epidemic, Tzu Chi Philippines Chapter continued to distribute rice to families in need. Tzu Chi volunteers rescheduled the distribution thoughtfully to start earlier at 7 o'clock in the morning so that people do not have to be exposed to the sun for too long. Let's take a look.
Under the shining bright sun, Tzu Chi Philippines Chapter is distributing rice in Quezon City. To maintain suitable social distancing, the queue needs to be longer than before. People are well prepared with sun protection equipment, including masks, hats, hoods, and towels. A young man helps quench people's thirst with a bucket of water on a motorcycle.
This is my second time to provide water for people in line. I don't mind doing this, which is not a sacrifice. On the other hand, I'm very happy to build affinity with 50 people. With every bucket of water like this, it's worthwhile.
Young and strong people carried 25 kilograms of rice on their shoulders and went home with a smiling face. For those who live further away, they asked other families with a car to go together. And some volunteers called for motorcycle delivery teams to help.
We have a group of motorcycle riders. Since the city lockdown until now, we've been contacting different organizations so the riders can help those in need deliver goods and food packages.
The truck stopped by the road and people lined up to collect supplies. Nearby Ayala Heights village chief and villagers gave up comfortable rest time at home and assisted with the distribution.
We're here to support Tzu Chi Foundation in donating the relief goods to the residents of Barangay Old Balara and Pansol, and we're very supportive because we are so happy that an organization such as Tzu Chi is doing this for all our unfortunate neighbors. It's a wonderful thing, and we're very happy to be part of it.
The weather is getting hotter and hotter. In view of this, the distribution was changed thoughtfully to start earlier at 7 o'clock in the morning, so that people could reduce their exposure to the sun.
The coronavirus is greatly affecting the world right now. In Central and South America, the poor are suffering more because of it. So Tzu Chi volunteers are giving them food baskets and also ear thermometers and masks to businesses that needed them.
Because of COVID-19, Brazil is carrying out social isolations, and Tzu Chi has stopped opening itself to the public, but it still continues its charity work. Many organizations that have worked with Tzu Chi in the past have contacted Tzu Chi for help. Thus, they come to the Tzu Chi office to pick up food baskets and prevented items.
The community where I live needs help, and today I received a call from Tzu Chi to pick up the food baskets.
Marcial visited Taiwan before, so she also asked for 20 food baskets from Tzu Chi. After she went home, she and her mother-in-law decided to do this.
We are making cloth masks. After we brought things back from Tzu Chi, we also decided to help Tzu Chi make cloth masks.
Because of the restriction, the once lively Chinatown in Guatemala is also very desolate. Tzu Chi volunteers visit the shops there and give them masks and best wishes. Chile's Tzu Chi volunteers have received the protective items from abroad. They give away 50 infrared thermometers to hospitals and shipping companies to help them protect themselves.
The thermometer is very useful to us because normally our office has around 60 staff every day. There are around 100 people coming in every day. Tzu Chi volunteers also visit underprivileged families. Because the economy has become stagnated, Romina cannot sell the bread she makes, and her family is running out of food.
I thank you from my heart. Our government has never cared about us, but you came to my home and you are very loving.
Catalina found Tzu Chi through Facebook. Although she belongs to a self-help group in her community, the assistance is not enough.
Our self-help group is formed by laborers, and we give goods to needy people. We work in the market and sell things there, but because of the epidemic, everything has stopped.
The rice and fruit from Tzu Chi volunteers can help them overcome the immediate problems at hand. They can only wait for the epidemic to end and return to normal lives.
In May, schools in China reopened one after another. Caring for scholarship recipients, Tzu Chi volunteers in Xiamen prepared new clothes and stationery to be distributed. On Mother's Day, volunteers also brought carnations specifically so that each child could express gratitude to their mothers with flowers.
In May, Tzu Chi volunteers help scholarship recipients prepare new clothes and stationery and are going to visit them. Before the visit, volunteers specially went to a flower shop to buy carnations.
May 10th is Mother's Day. I want to express our blessings to the teachers and mothers through carnations. I also hope that by giving flowers to their mothers, children can express their love to their mothers.
Shao Qinshan's home is an Asian house with red bricks. Usually, few people came to visit. Volunteers came on this day and encouraged the whole family with the articles from Tzu Chi Monthly.
Our difficulties are temporary. As long as we are firm and confident to face such a difficult time, we'll definitely overcome it.
Volunteers also gave Qinshan 6 pieces of clothes for different seasons, making him, who had not worn new clothes for a long time, overjoyed. Volunteers went to Shao Jiashuan's home. They have chosen pink clothes and school bags that girls like most. The sister and brother served tea to their mother separately to give her blessings. Volunteers were touched as they pay home visits one by one, especially when they saw Shaoshen house, which was newly renovated. His sisters also expressed gratitude on behalf of their parents.
I feel very happy and so grateful for you to come and give us so many presents.
May is a month of gratitude. Volunteers visited scholarship recipients one by one, sending the power of love to their families.
To help disadvantaged families improve their living environment, Tzu Chi especially launched a charity project this year. Volunteers sent a desk and a lamp to a care recipient in Taichung and also installed a handrail and anti-slip mat to a solitary elder's home. Here's more.
Grandma Chen Zhen, who is 86 years old and is currently living alone. One volunteer cannot get there to visit her, so the 2 volunteers made a video call. The volunteers' long-term care has developed a good friendship among them. They helped the grandma improve her living environment. A volunteer also helped install a handrail and an anti-slip mat in her toilet. Another care recipient, Miss Lin, has 4 children. She suffered from breast cancer and her husband has severe depression. They have financial difficulties and don't even have a desk at home.
We just lay down here to write before we had this table. Later, when we knew that Tzu Chi sisters would give us this desk, my children were very happy.
Volunteers send them desks and table lamps to help improve their lives, so as to make learning more convenient for the children.
What happens when a rookie nurse encounters the coronavirus outbreak that threatens the world? Ma Yuqi, a nurse in the emergency room of Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital, is 21 years old this year. Now when he goes to work, he has to put on an isolation gown and care for people suspected of being infected with the virus. While the pressure is great, he remains committed to his work. Let's take a look at his story.
There was a patient in the emergency room and one of my senior nurses yelled, "Oka," and then she jumped on the bed and started doing CPR. I didn't know what to do, so I just remained there and didn't help.
Half a year ago, he was still a rookie nurse, and the scene was quite shocking as his real-life education was just beginning.
The epidemic is a gradual process. Rules for how we proceed in the ER have changed. I'm most afraid of being the one who accidentally brought the virus to our emergency room.
When the news of the epidemic began to broadcast, I thought it was awful. What should we do for this newcomer in the ER department, which is already quite stressful?
In the current epidemic situation, even senior nurses are challenged, not to mention this new nurse who's only 21 years old.
When we're transferring the confirmed patients, we ask who wants to go, and he's willing to raise his hand and volunteer while others don't dare.
The young man, which we see, is unexpectedly brave, and he is also the pride of his mother.
He often asks me, "Don't you worry about me?" I say, "I don't worry because that's your specialty. I believe you'll do well."
During his work in ER, he rarely has the opportunity to come to his parents' snack restaurant. In fact, what he worries about is spreading the virus to his family.
At the beginning of the epidemic, I was still doing the daytime shift, and I would go back to the dormitory to take a shower and then go back home because there was an elderly person in my house.
With strong family backing and the hospital support from supervisors, he is willing to make progress.
Every day is like she's swearing at me. Actually, just kidding. Only sometimes it is necessary to be fierce because there is time pressure.
He's more willing to take on these duties, and he's also full of optimism.
Since I was a child, I hope that I can become a person to help others. Now that I have this opportunity, I don't want to give up as I want to keep working hard.
Ma Yuqi says that 6 months ago he was panicked when he couldn't treat all of the patients, but now he feels much differently as he is truly committed to this work.
Tzu Chi's Buddha Day ceremony in Sri Lanka was affected by the epidemic. In Hambantota, because the control movement order is relatively relaxed, there are still small Buddha Day ceremonies in Tzu Chi office. However, in Colombo, the largest city of Sri Lanka, under the strict movement control order, the physical ceremony was changed to online broadcast with Hualien Jing Si Abode. Even so, everyone's pious and kind heart to honor the Buddha remained the same.
Following Buddhist rituals, Tzu Chi's Buddha Day ceremony in Hambantota, Sri Lanka, except for volunteers wearing a mask, was as pious as usual. It was also connected to the Buddha Day ceremony in Hualien Jing Si Abode. At the venue, children expressed filial piety to their parents through washing food and serving tea.
We joined Tzu Chi's Buddha Day ceremony and expressed our gratitude to our parents.
Affected by the COVID-19 epidemic, a strict curfew was imposed in the largest city, Colombo. This year, the actual Buddha Day ceremony was changed to online broadcast, gathering the thoughts of embracing vegetarianism through the internet.
2,443 animals in 1 second for meat. Every day, 200 million animals lost their lives for meat.
And the other animal-based food have already contributes to many bad diseases such as heart attack, SARS, MERS, and now it's up to coronavirus.
The Buddha Day ceremony was carried out according to the actual situation. Yet, this supposed sincerity is unchanged, expressing gratitude to their parents, the Buddha, and humanity, and paying respect to the heaven and land.
In Butterworth, Malaysia, Tzu Chi volunteers visited the Happy Home Care Center to host a Buddha Day ceremony for the seniors that live in the center. Meanwhile, they also visited a Tzu Chi care recipient's home to share in the grace of the Buddha.
This Buddha Day ceremony is filled with praises for the Enlightened One. Butterworth Tzu Chi volunteers visit the Happy Home Care Center to invite the residents to participate in honoring the Buddha, right alongside the Jing Si Abode in Hualien.
In the past Buddha Day ceremonies, some of them haven't been able to attend because there are many seniors here who have mobility issues. It's lucky this year we're able to arrange for the center to host a Buddha Day ceremony.
Thank you for arranging this, even though the ceremony wasn't like years past. But what's in our hearts is most important. Our hearts must be equal to the bodhisattvas, and it's good to encourage vegetarian eating. All in all, we should have respect for sentient beings of the world.
I think carrying out charitable deeds and adopting vegetarian diets should be done sooner than later. It's not good to have regrets.
This Tzu Chi care recipient first honors her religion, then joins in the live stream of Buddha Day ceremony from Hualien to honor the Buddha. It's this cross-religion spirit that helps bring about peace on earth.
Tzu Chi volunteers in the United States have held online Buddha Day ceremonies. Even though they cannot go out, they still put on their uniform and place the Great Awakened One on the table at home. Then when the time came, they connected through live streaming and paid respect to the Buddha along with the Dharma masters in Jing Si Abode.
U.S. Tzu Chi volunteers have placed Great Awakened One and flowers on the table. When the time comes, they connect through live streaming and chant the Buddha's name along with Dharma masters at Hualien's Jing Si Abode.
I think whether we attend the Buddha Day ceremony online or on site, the most important thing is our feelings. We must feel that we should repay the Buddha's grace and be filial.
During the epidemic time, it is very difficult for U.S. Tzu Chi volunteers to hold Buddha Day ceremonies. Volunteers have been busy distributing aid supplies till beginning of May when they started to prepare for the ceremony.
Tzu Chi brothers and sisters in Chicago were distributing epidemic prevention supplies and rehearsing for the ceremony at the same time.
Boston Service Center 波士顿联络处
After the Buddha Day ceremony in Taiwan ended, the Buddha Day ceremonies in the United States were also broadcast online. The online Buddha Day ceremonies were held on the East Coast, Hawaii, and Northern California.
I was actually having a hard day, and when I started singing, and then especially when I started seeing Master Cheng Yan, there's like the weight of the world lifted from me, and I felt a great lightness.
After having the joy of watching so many people around the world also being in a collective prayer, energetic, and so it's very soothing, heart-opening.
Due to the epidemic, people cannot gather and hold a Buddha Day ceremony like in the past, but the online ceremony is still stately and solemn. It is an occasion for people to pay respect to the Buddha and repent for their past wrongdoings.
Kaohsiung DaAi Kindergarten has hosted the Buddha Day ceremony on campus while keeping the social distance for parents and children in hopes that the epidemic can be over soon globally.
Due to epidemic, Kaohsiung DaAi Kindergarten hosted a Buddha Day ceremony section at the outdoor campus space for teachers and students to pray to the Buddha.
We need to prevent the epidemic and not cluster, so all students wait here first.
6 ceremony tables were placed at distances to avoid close contacts for students. The flower petals were also replaced by pastries.
We can't cancel such an important ceremony, so we hosted it on campus. Through the Buddha Day ceremony, we prayed that the epidemic can be over soon.
In the past, parents and children prayed to the Buddha together, but now they were separated. Teachers helped the preschool students who are not familiar with the ritual.
We will pray sincerely every afternoon. Children will get more and more familiar with the song as they sing again and again and develop more feelings for it.
Parents can also pray to the Buddha when they are picking up the children from school.
This means a lot, and I thought it's a good cause because of the epidemic, so I came with my wife.
I'm very touched, and I truly hope that the global epidemic can be eased soon through vegetarianism.
Everyone prays separately to the Buddha in hopes the epidemic can be over soon.
Because of the epidemic, Tzu Chi adopted online Buddha Day celebrations for the first time. Many families came together in New Taipei City and Taipei to celebrate the event with simple Buddha altars set up in public parks, allowing pedestrians to celebrate together.
Tapping the bell and drum to pray for peace is part of a small Buddha Day ceremony in Beidou's Rongguang Park, allowing families to join in prayer. There are also virtual sky lanterns that convey piety. Because of epidemic prevention measures, it was important to disperse celebrations. The Shuanghe Liaison Office, from the day before Mother's Day, launched a Buddha Day event for 2 days, making good use of technology to cleanse the soul.
Because of the epidemic, the best way to reach out to the public at the moment is the cloud and mobile phones. It is very fast, very convenient, and a very direct way for you to stream pictures and sound.
Seizing this annual opportunity, Duan Dengjie accompanied his mother, who was a recycling volunteer, to this event.
Of course, Mother's Day is today. She is very happy coming to pay respect to the Buddha. Then after this is over, I also take her to have a good lunch.
Companionship between loved ones is important during this tri-celebration, as it is even easier to achieve good karma. The Master of Ceremonies at Shizhe Liaison Office is a pair of siblings. Their parents work as Buddha Day volunteers, as his family of 4 are all part of Tzu Chi.
We have participated in the Buddha Day event many times, but usually we're just participants. But this time was our chance to be the master of ceremony. In fact, it is a completely different experience for us. Actually, what seemed to be very simple turned out to be a lot of hard work. By the end of the event, I found it very difficult, but working with my brother made me feel very happy.
Seeing the second generation of my family come out made me very happy. I think this is the best Mother's Day gift.
We use the Master's Dharma to be an heirloom for our children, as we have no regret in this life.
Tzu Chi volunteer Lin Zhihao also set up a simple Buddha altar in his living room, not only reuniting family members, but also sharing the Buddha's grace with the members of a Dharma study group.
Tzu Chi University School of Postbachelorate Chinese Medicine held their 6th rope handover and oath-taking ceremony before heading into their internship. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you and goodbye.